Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm catching up with some project life process. I'm almost a year behind now, so it's about time I caught up. I find the longest part is usually sorting and printing out the photos, and then choosing the cards to go with it. I have this big desk organiser filled with project life cards I've collected over the years. They're not grouped by colour in any way, though now I've said that I think it would be a good idea. I just go through them and try and work out a colour scheme to go with from the photos. That's usually how I start. I take the photos and try and see a cohesive sort of colour scheme as a jumping off point. Actually, nothing's really stood out with these photos from the month, so I went kind of neutral. I used lots of off-white colours and then just picked a nice muted turquoise colour. I added in the pink card as well because I don't like things too matchy-matchy. I did a lot of the card sorting off camera because it's what takes the most time. Usually I use the Design A page protector layout, which is a mix of landscape 6x4s and portrait 3x4s. Most of the photos I take on my phone are portrait, but this page protector is different to my usual Design A, so it was a bit trickier than usual. It has a lot more landscape 3x4s, so some of the photos I printed out, which were portrait, I had to cut down just to make them work. I just made sure to cut out the parts of the photo that wasn't needed and left the main focus so it still told the story. When I put a photo on a 3x4 landscape card, it's usually square. Most of the monthly project life layouts are really simple with basic embellishment, so a lot of my layouts are focused on the photos. I have a little bowl on my desk that holds the small and tiny add-on bits, like label tags, little flags, hearts or star cutouts. I have the bigger embellishments in two larger boxes which I rifle through usually when I go to add on the embellishments at the end, but mostly I just use them on 12x12 scrapbook pages. Because I'm trying to catch up on project life, these are quite basic, but I still like them. Compared to a lot of project life pages, they might seem really boring, but as long as they tell the story of my month, then that's all I care about. I want the photos to mostly speak for themselves, so most of my layouts are quite simple anyway. I always add journaling and the month in the top left. I could write a lot more about each photo, but most of the time it's pretty self-explanatory, so there's no point repeating. Now onto my February layout. I usually have a lot more photos to cram in, but for half of February we went to Japan, so I could space them out a bit more and actually show off the project life cards, which I don't normally get to do. I've no idea how I'm going to do Japan in my scrapbook, to be honest. It was such a big trip and obviously there's so many photos. I have my traveller's notebook, which I've done a video on showing a layout, which details most of the ins and outs of the trip, but I really want to document a lot of photos in my scrapbook too. Anyway, for February I stuck to a colour scheme of neutrals and pinks, which was inspired by the cards cut from a 12x12 paper from the Maggie Holmes, I think it was the Heritage collection. This page came together really easily and I love the way it looks, even though it took no time at all. I added a bit more journaling to this one because this was when Mitch and I moved into our first house together. I used one of the lined cards to explain a bit more about what we did this month and reference Japan too. So here are some close-ups of the layouts. I think the February one is my favourite. I have lots more to catch up on, but glad I'm a little bit more ahead now, so at least I'm not a whole year behind. I hope you liked the video and I'd love to hear which layout you prefer, or if you do project life as well. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next week. See you later.